Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 5:30, and I will call this regular meeting of the Burnsville City Council to order. It is our tradition to stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and we invite you to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk would note that Councilmember Keeley is absent. It's good to see members of our community present this evening in person. Members of our community may also choose to watch the meeting on burnsville.gov, mn.gov/meetings or Comcast channel 16 or 859. And the public can also participate through Zoom by joining us at zoom.us/join. More information is available on the meeting's webpage and in the council agenda packet. The first item on the agenda is announcements and proclamations. Our announcements have to do with all of our upcoming meetings. Regular council meetings are scheduled for Tuesday, March 3rd at 5:30 p.m. The March 17th meeting is moved to March 24th, a Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. due to members of the City Council attending the NLC conference. We have a work session that's scheduled for Tuesday, February 10th at 5:30 p.m. We have a joint session with ISD 191 board members on Tuesday, February 24th at 6 p.m. And that meeting is going to be at the Ames Center. We have a budget work session that's scheduled for Tuesday, March 24th at 6 p.m. All meetings of the City Council are held here in the chambers unless I let you know that it's going to be at a different location. And then tonight we have one proclamation, and I will do it from that side. Members of the council and community of Burnsville, we have one proclamation this evening, and that's for Public Safety Memorial Day, February 18th, 2026. Whereas on February 18th, 2024, 3 heroes died in the line of duty to save the lives of 7 children while responding to a domestic situation. And whereas Police Officer Paul Elmstrand, Police Officer Matthew Ruge, and firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth all paid the ultimate sacrifice while keeping our community safe. Whereas this date, February 18th, will forever live on in Burnsville as a day of remembrance of our fallen heroes and their families. And whereas we will honor and salute our first responders for their bravery and commitment to keeping Burnsville safe. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Elizabeth Couts, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim February 18th, 2026 to be Public Safety Memorial Day in the city of Burnsville. In honor of our fallen, the city flag will be flown at half-mast, and the city will have a memorial displayed at City Hall on February 18th for the community to remember and pay their respects to our heroes. Proclaimed this 17th day of February 2026. And receiving the proclamation is our Chief of Police, Tanya Schwartz, and our Firefighter Chief, BJ Jungman. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, thank The second item on the agenda is citizens' comments. This is the opportunity for anyone that would like to address the council on an item that is not on the printed agenda and not an application form that will be coming before us at a future date. And I see that we have Ms. Deborah Menke, who would like to speak at citizens' comments. Mrs. Menke. And all we need from you is your name and the city. We're not having you give us your address for the record. You can give that to the clerk afterwards, just so we have the information, but you don't have to put it out on TV.
Okay, that's good. All right, my name is Deborah Menke. I'm a resident of Burnsville for probably over 25 years. So is that what I needed to do? Okay.
Yeah.
So as my concern is for safety, and I had come across Minnesota Mayor's Launch Coalition for Safety Over Partnership, and was wondering if our city is included in that, with that. And it's providing with the Operation Metro Serve that was brought into Reign of Terror on our city, on our state. I was wondering if we were going to be listed as cities as part of that. And I know that, Mayor, thank you, you have been going around as collectively for getting a voice for all the mayors to bring to Congress. So the person that got this started and has almost 12 cities listed on that, her name is Kayla Drake. I do have her number. I don't know if you're interested in that, but that is a concern. They've started this coalition for mayors with all these cities. And I'm thinking, well, we should have that because things are being done. It can't just be separate voices. And as you were saying, it has to be done one voice. But one voice can make that ripple into, as a drop goes into the water, it ripples out. Being a part of working with keeping our neighborhoods in our communities safe was very important to me. I've had conversations with Dan. I had conversation with Mayor Couts. ICE has totally disrupted everything. And if anybody doesn't believe that it hasn't, they're wrong. It has. I get up, I help kids get to school safely, I help watch over this, and that's why I was concerned with maybe getting an alliance on this, because I don't want to see anything that has to do with ICE being built, a detention center built, or anything, because we have the First Amendment to voice our concerns over this horrible, horrible administration coming into our cities and disrupting it, you know, and for nobody to pay attention to that is wrong. I just don't agree with that. And having a coalition maybe might help bring this together and being more involved in it. So I'm not sure where you're standing on that, but when I saw this, and I actually called Kayla Drake, and she says, we're working very hard to get these in these metro cities. Well, how about in the suburban cities? You know, how about bringing that to suburban? Because ICE is going to be very, very sneaky right now. They're still bringing in vehicles. They're going to have ICE as undercover, and they're going to sneak into our cities, going out into the smaller districts where they have not mobilized. And we need to mobilize and help our neighbors mobilize. And just as a, you know, because we're all communities, you know. We're concerned with this. And everybody should be concerned with this. Everyone, not just Mayor Couts or the city council, but everybody on the city council, and not to have to be forced to make a ordinance to keep ICE out of our parks and our city places. They need to be out of our students' spaces. I mean, we had to have a guy go down from ISD 191 and go and talk to ICE, get out of the school parking lot at Vista View. And you know what the ICE agent said? I don't have to. I can do whatever I want. Well, this is not the democracy. This is not the place where we said a Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance is for everybody. We the people. We're not crazy. I was trying to talk with a sheriff, and that's with getting our police department to work with us more on that, placing them in the hot spots. The sheriff thought that we're just playing games. That's what he said. Oh no, you guys are just playing games out here when you're protesting. It's not a game. ICE is not a game. The division that the Republicans and the Democrats are experiencing is not a game. These are our lives. These are our communities. And that's what I hope that we can, as a community, bring together and come up with different ideas on that and not be so stuck in, with what the Republicans want to do. It's just unreal. I'm sorry, I am a Democrat, but I am for the democracy, and I'm fighting very hard for that.
Okay.
So that's my...
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your thoughts. So I want you to know that we were invited. What you're talking about is the Mayor's Alliance, and this is mayors in Hennepin County. Our city manager, Greg Lindbergh, myself, and our police chief attended the meeting. What we wanted to do was to be Burnsville focused. And I want you to know that our staff and many of us are doing one-to-one connection with our people who have been impacted, or our businesses. So when I hear about a business or a family that's been impacted, we make those person-to-person contacts. Why? Because it's more important for them to see us rather than to just sign something and be a part of something that is focused on one county. So you said, what about the suburbs? We all do things differently, but we're all doing something. So I want you to understand that. On a national level, I am part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and what we're doing is getting the collective of the whole. And since December, the U.S. Conference of Mayors signed a letter to Congress and also put out a statement to de-escalate immigration and customs agent activities in cities in Minnesota and throughout the country. So when you have a collective of the whole and going to Congress, because Congress has to do their work to reform immigration and to also look at ICE activity and what they can do different. So we're working with Congress, and if they can pass a bill that goes into the Senate and the Senate passes it, then the president needs to sign it. Unless he vetoes it, then it has to go back to the Senate to get a supermajority to override it. But the thing is, if we want change, then it has to go through the proper channels that will affect change. We can all do everything, and I can tell you that in Burnsville, we care about our community because we know that people are being impacted, and they are citizens of our community. They are legally here. They work and they have their documents. But yes, there may be people who are here illegally. So the thing is, there is a proper way to go through all of that. And that's what we continue to work towards. But I want you to know that we care about the safety of our community and our people. We care about each and every one because our immigrant community makes up the fabric of who we are here in Burnsville. We accept and acknowledge that we are an international community. So please know that we are all doing something. It may be not in the news, but we are Burnsville focused.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I have Andrew Schmitz. Are you interested in an item that's on the agenda or an item that is not on the agenda? Come to the podium because you didn't put down what item you were interested in. Yeah. So are you interested in citizens' comment or is?
I'm here for number 5A in the regular agenda.
Okay. When that item comes up, I will call on you. Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak that didn't sign? On citizens' comments or on an item that is on the printed agenda? Citizens' comments. Okay, please, and then you'll have to give me your name and your resident, but you don't have to give the address. Well, it's good to see you again. You were here last meeting.
This time what I wanted to kind of focus on was...
You want to just give your name? We just need it
so
for the
sorry.
record, and just say that you're a resident of Burnsville.
my name is Mitch, and I'm a resident of Burnsville.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to ask is if I was made aware of something called the Local Affordable Housing Aid, and that Burnsville is on the list of eligible cities, and Dakota, one of the eligible counties.
Okay.
Is there something that the city has to do to make those funds available, or is it something that the
I'm going
residents...
to have you, our Community Development Director and Deputy City Manager, he and his staff will connect with you and give you the information you need.
Okay, and that way I can bring it back to, my
Yes.
neighbors who
Yes.
obviously have not been able to go to work in almost 2 months.
Okay, very good.
So, thank
And they'll make sure that you get the information you need.
Sure.
Okay,
I'll see you
thank
after.
you so much. Okay. Anybody else? Seeing no one, we will move on. The next item is additions to the final agenda, and this is for emergency items only. City Manager Lindberg, are there any emergency items?
Nothing from staff, Mayor.
Members of the council? Okay, we will move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda is a group of items that's considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. However, an item on the consent agenda can be removed for a separate discussion and vote. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes an item on the consent agenda to be pulled for a separate discussion and vote? Mrs. Collins, anyone?
Madam Mayor, no, there's no indication online to.
Okay,
have an
very
item.
good. City Manager Lindberg,
Not from staff, Mayor.
members of the council, may I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda, please?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you. We now move on to item 5A, and this is a public hearing, and this is to approve the on-sale intoxicating liquor and Sunday license for Minnesota Barr Ops, doing business as Muddy Chicken, 3120 Highway 13 West. Presenting this evening is our Deputy City Clerk, Erica Henderson. Mrs. Henderson, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So Minnesota Barr Ops are the new owners of Muddy Chicken, located at 3120 Highway 13 West. They've submitted an application for an on-sale liquor license and a Sunday license. Burnsville PD has conducted their background check and nothing was found to deny their license. City code does require a public hearing for all new liquor licenses.
Okay, is there any question for Mrs. Henderson? Okay, they're just keeping the name Muddy Chicken even though it's a different entity?
Correct.
Okay, so it'll still be the Muddy Chicken?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Anyone who wishes to speak to this item? Mrs. Collins, anyone online?
No one online has indicated they'd like to speak. Madam.
Okay, seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Members of the council, your pleasure.
Move to approve. Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Thank you so much. Yes. The next item is item 5B, and this is to approve a conditional use permit for Root Kind Holdings LLC for a cannabis microbusiness at 3200 Highway 13 West. Presenting this evening is our planning manager, Mr. Mike Marosla. Mr. Marosla, the floor is yours.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The subject property is located just to the north of Frontage Road, north of Highway 13 West. The building is currently vacant. The proposed tenant will be located in this unit on the end here. If I can just use my laser pointer, this unit right here. The subject site is zoned Gateway Heavyweight District, and all retail uses require CUP in this district. So such as this cannabis use, tobacco, and liquor would also require a conditional use permit. So a little background on the proposed use. This one's a little unique when we get to these cannabis uses, as the CUP review process focuses on land use and site compatibility while acknowledging that cannabis uses are largely regulated by the state of Minnesota. The proposed cannabis retail use will operate under the name Chillwater Cannabis Shop and be owned and operated by Prairie Wind Herb LLC. The proposed retail use will exclusively sell cannabis retail products to customers over the age of 21 pursuant to Minnesota State Statute 342. So, the tenant space will consist of a secure reception area where retail sales will occur, with restricted access to product storage, staff training areas, and other staff areas. The proposed use will be open 7 days a week, and then the hours operation will fall under Minnesota State statute, and then it'll have about 5 to 6 employees on site at any given time. Odor suppression or mitigation will be provided via a clean leaf air filtration system, which will bring the site in compliance with any city and state requirements of odor. This item was before the Planning Commission at their January 26, 2026 meeting. The item was approved 4-1. Commissioner Hamilton was the dissenting vote with concerns about other potential cannabis uses on site. Commissioner Long voted in favor, but stated that future cannabis uses on site would affect future CUP compliance. Now, a little background about that. At the application stage, the narrative that was submitted, the applicant was intending to purchase the property and convert the whole facility into numerous multi-tenant cannabis facility that will, each use would support a different role in the cannabis supply chain. There'll be about 4 tenants on site. There'll be a retail, as the one in front of us, a cultivation application that we currently have in, and then 2 other cannabis users. However, since the Planning Commission meeting, the applicant has informed staff that they will no longer be purchasing the building, which makes Commissioner Hamilton's concern about multiple users in there moot. The current property owner will remain control of the property and supports a limited number of cannabis uses. Again, this could change in the future, but right now, there's only be 2 cannabis uses on site. The application before you tonight, and then one we're currently reviewing for, that's purely, it's a cannabis micro business for cultivation only, where they'll be growing and producing a product on site. That will become before Planning Commission and this body at a future meeting. With that, the recommendations on the screen, staff recommends that the City Council approve the conditional use permit for Prairie Wind Herb Co. LLC to operate a cannabis retail establishment at 2300 Highway 13 West, subject to conditions of approval. I stand for any questions, and I believe the applicant's here as well.
Okay, Mr. Marosla, so this is the retail portion of it. Is the use that's going to come in the future, and that's grow and manufacture, and that's when the scrubbers will come into place.
Correct, Mayor. Both uses will have to have some kind of air handling systems, but the other one will have more intense air handling due to the manufacturing and growing product on site. This use in front of us tonight will have some ventilation as they store the product on site, but not as much as the future use, so we'll be reviewing at a later date.
Okay, very good. Any questions from Mr. Marosla?
Shouldn't be a supply chain issue.
Yeah. It's right across.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, thank you. I believe, Mr. Schmidt, you wanted to talk to this item? Is this the item? Okay, you didn't, okay. Which item did you want to speak to?
I was here for 5A.
Oh, you were here for 5A, and you didn't want to speak? Okay. Yeah, it went very quickly. Okay, so you're all good.
It's 5A.
It was approved. Yeah. It's always good when it's moving along and you already got approval. You're good. Pardon me? Yeah. 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 Okay. Anyone who wants to speak to this item? Okay. No one's, members of the council, your pleasure.
Move to approve? Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. So the client, you said the client is here? Well, you got it. Okay, very good. Members of the council, there are no other items to come before us this evening, and a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay, and the motion carries. Good night, and thank you for being with us.